everybody. Good evening, everybody. I'm going to give everybody about a minute and a half to come on in. I hope your Saturday was an awesome one. We're going to get into this Love and Heal from A to Z on the 12th day of the Girl You Better podcast, Love and Heal from A to Z series. Thank you for joining Urban Jungles. Hey sis, how are you? Hope your day was well, Candy. Okay, we have about 30 more seconds. And go ahead and share this out. So let me go ahead and make this public once again before I forget. Okay. Y'all like that groove? All right. Let's go ahead and get started. Good evening, everyone. So happy to see you. And if this is your first time joining me, my name is Coach Ronnie B. I am the relationship and resiliency coach. And what that means is that I help people discover tools that they can use for their mind, body, and spirit so that they show up as their highest self every single day of their life, no matter what life brings to them. And life will always bring you something, correct? Okay, so I know many of you are probably maybe out celebrating Valentine's Day early since it is on Monday. I hope even if you are single that you are treating yourself, that you are loving yourself every single day like it is Valentine's Day, because Valentine's Day, oh, thank you, love my colors. Okay. Yes, I got a little tie-dye going. Got a little tie-dye going today. And I love bright colors. But anyway, but I hope even for the singles, if you're single, I hope you are not feeling any type of way. I hope that you are not feeling lonely. I hope that you are loving on yourself, that you date yourself, that you treat yourself, that you say kind things to yourself. Because Valentine's Day is only a retail holiday anyway. They just want you to go buy some perfume, some cologne, some flowers. Restaurants want you to come buy their food. It is what it is, because you should be living a lifestyle of love every single day and not just one day out of the year. So anyway, so let's get into it. We are on day 12, which is the lazy versus love. This is one of my favorite chapters because this is more of a poetic chapter. I wrote this intentionally this way, giving love a human characteristic and lazy a human characteristic as well. So I hope you enjoy this as much as I enjoy writing it. And let's just go ahead and get on into it. So of course, I always start with a quote. And the quote that I came up with for this chapter is spiritually, if we love with our flesh, we will become lazy. It takes a supernatural ability to love your husband beyond the fallacies of flesh. I'll say that again for the people in the back, of course. I always repeat this. Spiritually, if we love with our flesh, our flesh, we will become lazy. It takes a supernatural ability to love your husband, not only your husband, but love anybody beyond the fallacies of flesh. Okay, so let's get right on into it. All right. So here, I'm going to set this up. I have two characters. I'm going to introduce to you two people named Lazy and Love. Love. What a common word used in the English language, a term of endearment, a feeling, a process that comes by nature. There are, of course, different levels of love. Some love is unconditional, which is referred to as um, that agape love. There is a love between siblings and friends, a love between a husband and wife, or a father and mother and child. Despite what people may define as love, the most potent and effervescent love of them all was, of course, the Messiah who laid his life down on the cross at Calvary. And if you don't believe in that, that's fine. That's just what I believe. So don't get your panties all in a bunch just because I said that. Okay. Whatever you believe is fine with me. Um, when a wife loves her husband, what a beautiful gift that man is getting from God. His bride, tried and true, there for him when he needs her, which is the majority of the time. Love does not fail him. Love forgives and waits to be noticed. Love is compromising and accommodating. Love gives birth to infinite possibilities in a person's life. It strengthens when weak. It comforts when lonely. It brightens the atmosphere and makes things beautiful. But what if you find yourself too lazy to love? This puzzling question is not too hard to answer. It's a choice. It's a choice that we all make to love, right? And love and lazy are polar opposites. Laziness is the antagonist of love. Where love wants to endure and run a race, lazy would rather throw down the baton and quit the race. Where love desires to drive its hammer into the heart, laziness is the result of energy oozing and seeping out of the desire to keep one's heart. Starting now, using personification to describe the word lazy and love as proper pronouns, it's befitting because it takes on a personality and becomes the identity of a soul. So this is where I get into it, where love seeks to find solutions, problem solve, and find solutions. Oops, I just found a little it. I repeated myself. Lazy becomes complacent and gives up hope and the necessity to look for one. Lazy is always spent and in debt. Love keeps faith. Lazy is fearful and daunting. Love is fearless. It runs like a well-oiled machine that produces. Lazy is a mute and ignorant, while love initiates conversations, expresses, and articulates with action rather than just words. Love is forgiving and anxious to reconcile, but lazy holds a grudge and befriends resentment. Did y'all hear me? Lazy holds a grudge and befriends resentment. They best friends. They hang out. Lazy is ugly and lifeless, while love's reflection remains mysteriously gorgeous and breathtaking. Lazy is rude and impatient, while love is kind and patient. Lazy gets a bad reputation, while love continues to get good press and becomes circulated. Lazy gossips, while love stands on truth. Lazy is selfish because it only considers itself. Wow. Love is selfless and gives and gives and gives some more. Is there such a thing as a lazy lover? Or are you just too lazy to love with all that is worth? Lazy is dismissive and oblivious to its surroundings, but love takes notice and compliments. Lazy hurts and can sometimes be extremely inconsiderate, while love considers and seeks to heal the hurting. Which person are you? Are you lazy or love? It is easier to be lazy because love takes effort. Love demands you to work. I don't know who said love is easy because it most certainly is work that is worth it regarding, marriage. Spiritually, if we love with our flesh, we will become lazy. It's a supernatural ability to love your husband and beyond the fallacies of flesh. I said that earlier on when we just started. Love is sacrificial. Proverbs 19 and 11 from the NIV reads, a person's wisdom yields patience, yields, a person's wisdom yields patience. It is to one's glory to overlook an offense. This means you are seasoned and slow to take offense because you extend just the right amount of patience. Sometimes don't we have to exercise patience towards one another, especially if we're in a marriage? Oh, you best believe it. You best believe it. If you think that going into the marriage that it's a perfect entity, oh, you in for a long ride because that thing is perfected over time between you two. Okay, and I'll share this. Honestly, whatever effort you put in is exactly what you gonna get out. Now, I'm going to end the chapter. I'm not going to read the rest of this because, of course, you can buy this book, Volume 1 and Volume 2. It is actually, the link is in this description. The link is in the description. And I will say this too. I am going to be at a networking event on next week at All Star Nutrition, 2910 South Beckley in Dallas, Texas, from 12:30, I think, till 4 or something like that. Anyway, I'm going to have books on hand to sign and also to sell. And I will also have some of my delicious a twist of cheesecake cups. So anyway, I look forward to seeing anybody. I'm going to put something out there in the atmosphere so that way, if you want to pre-order any cheesecake, you will be able to do so. And I encourage any vendors, if you need a booth, please, please, please look at my page. If you're not on Facebook, um, my information about this event, I posted it there. I don't know if I posted on my LinkedIn. I guess I should post it on my LinkedIn too. But as well, Instagram, you'll get the information. I'll go ahead and I will post that on tomorrow, so that way it's all fresh. But if you're interested in being a vendor, please come and be a vendor. It's going to be a great event for business owners just to come and exchange info and to meet new people and to expand business, right? That's what it's all about. But anyway, let's go ahead and let's finish with the questions that we have. So, questions. Number one, give an example of how you show love. Do you know for a fact that your actions are perceived as love? And if so, how? Number two, what personal sacrifices are you willing to make or have you made in the past to increase in the area of loving? Number three, in what instances have you found yourself feeling hard to love your husband? If none, can you name a time that he has shown you love despite a moment that, sis, you didn't even warrant, you didn't warrant it. You was probably mad and acting crazy and whatnot, and he still showed you love. So just think of an example. That's what I mean by that question. Um, Number four, how often do you find yourself reflecting on your performance as a wife? If so, what has your personal evaluation revealed to you? And number five, do you easily forgive or hold on to things that have upset you? Anyway, so let's go ahead and end with this prayer on tonight. So, anyway, let's see. Dear Heavenly Father, here I am once again to give you honor and praise for showing us how to love and being that perfect example of what sacrificial love looks like, sounds like, and behaves. I realize more than ever with the examples around me on television, social media, and even people, I know that love cannot survive on the surface. My love has to be rooted and grounded, be the seed that takes root so that it can continue to bloom throughout the seasons of life. We are not perfect, God, but we are perfect together. And what you have brought together should edify you. I pray that our marriage emulates to others what your love and grace looks, sounds, and its like towards us, I also want to begin or continue to illustrate humility, because love sometimes requires that. And any lazy spirit that tries to attack us, let it not prosper. I only want fruitful things to gird my marriage. Amen. All right. So tomorrow we are on day 13. I can't believe it. Man, this is going by fast. And I think this is will this be the last chapter of the book? Let me see. Okay. So tomorrow we got day M. Yes, because volume 2 begins with N, N through Z. And N through Z is gonna be a little bit it's gonna be a little bit revealing. It's gonna be it's I just want you to be prepared. This book is a progression, because I start with, how we should adapt, and adore. But I really get into some things in volume 2 that a lot of people uh struggle with, which is submission, virtuous, and virtuosity, being unguarded, um, also as well, persuasion. Y'all probably wondering, okay, what's she talking about? Persuasion in marriage? You'll see. Obedience, objectivity, and obsession. You can have a healthy obsession with your spouse. Anyway, we're gonna have fun. We're gonna have fun. Hang on to the journey. And also, I want to ask everyone again. I'm putting it out there, and I'm going to go ahead and put a post as well before I forget. There are so many notes that I have to jot down that I don't forget. But I want on the 27th, I want a men's night. So I want a men's night to talk about the loving him from A to Z, a reflection on some things that have been discussed over the last, I guess, would be 26 days at that point. And then women, I want us to come on here and I want us to talk. This is by invite only, so you can let me know if you'd like to be on, so that way I can send you the link, because the platform that I use is StreamYard. Okay, and so because I use StreamYard, you can only be invited into the quote unquote studio only if you have the link. But anyway, you all have a beautiful night. I'm about to enjoy some dinner. Guess what I cooked, y'all? Y'all ready? So I made some filet mignon. I made some stuffed spinach and cheese manicotti with a uh, kale, and what type of sauce was that? It's like a tomato sauce, but it has kale in it. And then I have this delicious salad that I made. Oh, I'm about to hurt something. And then for dessert, yes, I have some dessert on tonight. Anyway, it's gonna be delicious. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be good, and I'm gonna kick up my feet and relax. Anyway, you all have a blessed evening. I will see you on tomorrow. Thank you so much for joining Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and of course YouTube. Share it out. This is gonna help somebody. Good night.